because I don't think I'm ultimately against the idea of like having a chat with him, because I think that would be good for us. But I also think that, like you said, I need to process things, and I'm honestly a little scared of doing it online just because of how people can misconstrue things and how dangerous that could be for literally most of us.
Thank you so much. A talk offline.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I agree with 𝗧𝗪𝗓 there.
Yeah, and,
So where did this guy? So who is this guy? He's a content creator.
yeah, so 𝗧𝗪𝗓 is a content creator for the Genshin
Okay.
community that has a very, very, very large influence of pretty much what anybody can say or do. He's kind of in control of a lot of the relationships. He has a lot of very tight-knit friends with a lot of the largest CCs in Genshin Impact.
Okay, so 𝗧𝗪𝗓 was acting as a gatekeeper to working with Hoyoverse. Is that what happened? Why you're being like excommunicated, kind of? Is that where we're going here?
Yeah, and if you want to know the whole conversation, it was mostly at first I asked him if we have beef, like me and him, because I know he's close with 𝗧𝗪𝗓.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
So first of all, I wanted to say, I know that probably took an enormous amount of strength to post, and I know you were probably freaking the f out, but I want to let you know there is not a single soul above room temperature IQ who actually thinks you're a bad guy, and I need you to know that.
I appreciate that. So my roommate's been helping me a lot with the social media stuff. I've been kind of staying off Twitter.
Yeah.
But she'll just be like, "Hey, look, this person said a nice thing. Hey, look, this person said a nice thing." So I've been away from the negativity of it. Mostly, I've just been kind of watching your stream all morning, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
So I that 𝗧𝗪𝗓 was gonna message me.
Yeah. 100%.
So here's the thing. Personally, my philosophy is always like, I would rather, like, if this person has a problem with me and I have a problem with this person, I would rather just talk it out. But historically, as I mentioned in the post too, 𝗧𝗪𝗓 has not been available to talk about things, or he's not wanted to talk about things. But I also understand that talking about this thing in a public space is kind of dangerous.
It is, because the moment you enter a call with somebody else on stream, people are going to clip that, take it as the truth in perpetuity. And obviously, this is just one bit of advice. It's been less than 10 hours, and I don't know where your head's at. I'm assuming you probably haven't even slept.
I did sleep, but I took some melatonin. I was out like a light, so.
Okay. I just, I don't think it's a bad idea for you to talk at all, but I do think there's a bit of processing that should most likely occur for your well-being. I'm not sure if you saw his reaction to your document or my reaction to his reaction to the document, but I just find it really scary how a man can go live and just straight up lie that much on what they said and didn't say. I just don't want this guy to cause you the same issues that he has caused you for years.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll tell you what. You're not the only person that says that you think it's not a good idea right now. Basically every single friend and person that I know that has posted something about it, that's been talking with me, has also told me they don't recommend it. I think what I may do is, and I'll probably tell 𝗧𝗪𝗓𝗧 this as well, I'm ultimately against the idea of like having a chat with him, because I think that would be good for us. But I also think that, like you said, I need to process things, and I'm honestly a little scared of doing it online just because of how people can misconstrue things and how dangerous that could be for literally most of us.
Thank you so much. A talk offline in like 2 or 3 days is so much safer. I don't want this guy to f you again. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay letting this marinate. Like, to be honest, I'm too busy for this shit, right? I dropped the post, but I got like 3 or 4 sponsors to do, and it's like I can't let this occupy my brain all the time.
Of course.
So I'm kind of like, if I can just take some time to not think about it for a while and then come back to it later, I think I'd be better for it.
I think that is a responsible decision. I don't think anybody should disrespect that. This is about what's best for you. Take a couple days, process, and do this shit offline.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just all I wanted to say. And I want to give you some time to process everything that's been going on with me and the Gacha Creator Space. And if you want to talk anytime offline, I'm going to give you my cell phone. And if you ever want to talk, just hit me up, okay?
For sure. And yeah, Goose also reached out to me as well. I'm glad that you two are in contact again.
I'm trying very hard not to cry about having my friend back again. It's kind of overwhelming. I didn't know you and him were close.
We didn't. So we talked a fair bit. It was on and off, but like it was always really good interactions, and he was always a really nice guy. So
yeah,
just a lot of banter.
I mean, if people, I don't know why anybody would have an issue with you taking a couple days to process and do that offline. But yeah, because it's just too personal. Too many lines were crossed, and I think that's probably just for the best for your safety. But that's just my opinion. Once again, it's my bit of advice. But yeah, hit me if you need anything. Okay.
All right. Thanks, dude.
All right. Peace. I think we're getting on a call with Big Boss.
Yo, what up?
Yeah. What up, dog?
I don't know. That's why I was gonna call you. So what?
Yeah. So essentially, I have been getting fucked for 3.5 years, and I kind of just ripped the Band-Aid off and said, "All right, so let's talk about it." And let me tell you, when I give these people my point of view, they did not like it. And then slowly, this other guy stepped up called 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛 on everything that I was saying.
So this is 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛, right? The I like anime and K-pop.
Yep, that's the
okay.
guy.
This is the guy. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and
so where did this guy? So who is this guy? He's a content creator.
Yeah, so 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 is a content creator for the Genshin Impact community that has a very, very, very large influence of pretty much what anybody can say or do. He's kind of in control of a lot of the relationships. He has a lot of very tight-knit friends with a lot of the largest CCs in Genshin Impact. And essentially, a lot of people came forth with their stories about 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 going behind the scenes and preventing these people from having opportunities, paid or unpaid, or relationships behind their back based off of pretty much minimal to no interaction. So he was pretty much saying, oh, this guy can talk to us. This guy can't. Like, he was like some sort of god.
Okay, so 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 was acting as a gatekeeper to working with 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪. Is that what happened?
The things that are concrete are at least he was preventing people from collaborating with the biggest content creators in Genshin Impact.
Where's the evidence of that?
Want me to link you the Twitter post?
Yes.
There's quite a lot. All right.
Yes.
So here's the first photo of a guy called Braxophone that he claimed didn't have him in a photo, but then he edited him out of the photo because he said he bombarded.
Oh, we saw this one. This was very cute.
Yep. This is another content creator called 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 who.
Well, how does that first picture, like, because obviously 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 probably doesn't like Brax, and I saw that Brax posted the DMs, and it seemed like 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 literally said, "I don't really like you."
Yep.
But how do we know that means that he was going and stopping 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 from working with Brax?
So the thing with 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 is, and the reason why this is such a hard topic to talk about, it's kind of like it's a gray area. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 has confirmed he has the ability to make connections and mend connections with 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧. He has gone on record saying that.
Where did he say it?
He said that in 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧's VOD about an hour ago. I'm sure, chat, do you have the clip of that? And if you have the power,
I want the clip.
Yeah, if you have the power of mending or making connections for 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧, you should also have the ability to take those bridges.
You know what I'm saying? It's really
breaking those bridges away.
Really hard.
Well, I think that at some level he has a connection with them, right? And is there any evidence of him actually exercising that?
The only evidence is that there was about 22 creators who all came out essentially saying that 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 ruined their life, even some talking about leading them to attempt suicide.
22 creators.
Yeah, around there. I'll keep linking as many as I can.
Let's say it's only 15. Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Well, let me look at the second one. So this is Crescent, and this is some guy. I'm gonna listen to it real quick. This is the second one you linked me.
Yeah, I'm trying to link you as many as I can. There's the 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me listen to 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧
Atsu spreads hate of me to other creators and industry professionals. Yeah, he did that to me too. I don't know why.
Me neither, bro.
Me neither, bro. Yeah, me too.
Well, so the second one, this guy just said it happened, right? I mean, like, I don't know if I want to believe him at face value. I mean, but
sure.
like, I think that we're getting into a situation where it's like, you seem to just be linking me more and more of these. And it does seem very weird that even though there isn't any real hard concrete evidence, all of these other people do seem to have the same experience with this individual. So here's Goose Egg YouTube. Is this is another person?
Yeah, this is a man who kind of. So essentially, what happened was,
Yeah.
𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗓 used to be my old roommate.
Okay.
And he was getting subtweeted by 𝗧𝗪. So he made a claim that 𝗧𝗪 should get off his high horse and stop being so egotistical. And 𝗧𝗪 kind of made it to where he said that I manipulated 𝗧𝗪 into making that post about him. 𝗧𝗪 did not take that well. I actually told him to do the exact opposite. I'm a very big advocate, because I've even talked to you about mental health, to where if you don't have a strong mental health, it is probably not a good idea to be a content creator, because drama is going to happen, and it's going to happen a lot, and it's very hard to handle that. So I've advocated for many people to not do content creating if they are going to, I guess, be self-destructive if people say things that aren't true. Because when you're a content creator, you have to be ready to see people just essentially lie about you 24/7.
Yes, you're
And
right.
so
True.
𝗧𝗪 witnessed that.
Mhm.
And I did not see that man, because 𝗧𝗪 said that he manipulated, or I manipulated him to make the post. Didn't happen. And then he pivoted the content and the drama from him into me, because he wanted to punch up on a better creator, because having drama with a smaller creator usually means you're going to lose
It's not
subscribers.
beneficial.
Yeah, but having
Yeah.
drama with a bigger content creator is very beneficial.
So basically, this Goose guy
Yep.
is getting subtweeted by 𝗧𝗪, and he's your roommate at the time.
He was my roommate at the time, yeah.
And then after that, he makes the Goose makes a video. 𝗧𝗪 reacts to this video,
Yep.
and he says that basically Goose is an idiot and that you put him up to making the video.
Yep. And there was no basis. It was baseless. There was no proof. And then yesterday he admitted that he just made it all up.
So where's the link to the video that he says that you put him up to it? Because I'm trying to find it. Regarding the drama, is this the video here?
That's a very long one. That's Asian guys one. The original video is 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 old one.
Yeah, I just want to see where exactly he said that like Tectone like actually affected the video, right?
Sure.
Because like that's a pretty big accusation.
Of course. Chad, if anybody
Yeah, do we have that?
If anybody has a YouTube link to where he pivots from it being about Goose to it being about me, can you guys go find a clip of that real quick and send it to me? Just you take as much time as you need, but yeah, if you have that, send it to me. But yeah, I mean, he was my homie. He didn't really know how to live with the guilt, and yeah, he got into some very dark habits. He would stay in his room for 3 days at a time, completely in the dark. Yeah. And then, some very bad things.
And this was after the 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛 video?
Yeah, this was caused by the 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛 video, yes.
Okay. Did he try to defend himself or anything like that afterwards?
Goose?
Because he says right here, are you happy that you caused me and Tectone? How'd you and Goose have a falling out?
So,
do you want to talk about that or no?
He became a husk of who he formerly was. He started doing just irrational shit and became pretty much a husk of the former man that he was.
So like mind fucked him.
Yes. And he went live on stream completely unaware of his actions, and he leaked our address on stream. Now, this was around the time where I was getting a lot of death threats and people, already coming to my house. And then at this point, I realized I need to make a security system. I asked him to help me pay for the security system, and because he leaked my address, and he couldn't do it. And it was just very rough.
Yeah, I'd have kicked him out too. You'd made the right call. Definitely. I'd have kicked his ass out too. Absolutely. Yeah. So as Tectone, so then after that, like what happened to Goose?
He went home. He's received a lot of therapy. He stopped doing content creation. And as far as I know, he's doing much better now. It's been 2 years since then.
And so all of this happened, and making it today, lost all of my Hoyo relations, all my content friends, lost my career, lost my mental health, just because one guy in his community.
Yeah, because Goose had maybe 100, 150 viewers, and now everyone thinks that Goose is just a fucking idiot because 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 just completely ruined his reputation, which is another big issue, which is 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 used another content creator called 𝗧𝗪𝗜𝗧𝗪𝗧 to lead people to believe that I cause drama in every single community that I'm in, but in reality, I haven't. 𝗧𝗪𝗓𝗓 was the
So so 𝗧𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗓 said this?
No,
Dreamy
so
said that you
𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗧
caused drama.
𝗧𝗪𝗧 uses the Dreamy incident in Arknights to say that I start drama in every single community that I'm in, even though I've never caused drama in Skylanders, Alone, Sinnoh Alice, Ring of Heroes, Ulala, pretty much like about 16 mobile gaming communities I've never had an issue with, but the first one that I had was Arknights, and this one was caused by Dreamy. And like even now, I can't even say that without people typing cat, which is insane. I put out another video 2 days ago about Dreamy was outed as being a piece of shit and starting issues with everyone, as well as lying about me, where they were claiming that I was gaslighting, manipulating them in the DMs, when in reality, all of our DMs was actually me helping them with our channel. So essentially, you know, people use that. And then
and did you show those DMs?
Yes, I did.
And you can't delete Twitter DMs.
These are Discord DMs. These are very old. You cannot delete any of them.
Okay. So you could technically have,
but this is DMs from 3-4 years ago.
Right. Yeah, I understand. And if it was edited, it would have been noted as that it was edited. And
yeah,
I'm assuming that they weren't. Okay.
They were not. And if you ever want to see those, there's still video. Yo, boys, we got the videos of the DMs between me and Dreamy. Appreciate that. Here's 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 admitting himself. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 response. Ooh, Pogs.
Let me
guess.
publicly went on.
What in the f using the
Made a video.
There's another one. Amy Chicken. Is that the name?
about him? Yeah. Problem.
What's this?
him to do so.
And imagine that.
Says I've had similar experience. So this is another girl that had a really bad experience with 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪.
Yeah. Also, the clip that I linked to is way too dank. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of lost my cool because it was kind of a you know, somebody admits that they fucked me 3.5 years ago, and I've been living with the bad reputation ever since.
Okay.
So just if you do click
all right, I'll watch it right now.
Yeah, it's at around 135, 126, or around 126 if you want to watch the relatively full context.
Okay, I'm gonna just start at 125 then.
Sure. And then he knew that he caused me bad PR forever. How do you think that made him feel when he went against my wishes, when it was just about him and you, and you made it about me controlling him? Do you know how disgusting that is?
And truth be told, I thought you encouraged him to do so.
And imagine that, you
So whenever you
retard.
say, whenever this guy said, I imagine you encouraged him to do so.
Yeah.
Is he talking about the video that Goose made?
Yeah, he was insinuating and also presenting it as objective truth that I manipulated my roommate into making that video. And that's why he pivoted to make it about me.
All right, I'll finish it.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, I want to go back to this Goose situation because like I'm not entirely sure I'm understanding this.
Yes.
So 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧, why did Goose make the video about 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 again?
He was subtweeting him on Twitter.
How does he know that he was subtweeting him? How did Goose know that?
That's a very good question. To be honest, I can't answer that with certainty. Boys, if you watch the video, does he quote the tweet that he was being subtweeted by? Do we have that? Do we have that quote? It should be in the video. He does pull up the video. Let me if anybody can find it.
Okay.
𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 literally said it. Apparently 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 also admitted it, but yeah, if you guys twin tails, if you can find
because
that clip,
that's the thing. It's like if 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 responded and said, yeah, it was about you, then like, okay, then there it is, right?
Yeah.
But like, I just don't know if is there like hard evidence that like it was actually about him, or did he just take it that way?
I would like to say that it is 100% he was intending to subtweet Goose, but
right.
You know, I mean, let me see if I can get you some proof here real quick, because I don't want you to have to take my word for anything.
Because to me, like I want to have it down, bro. I want to have it in writing. I want to see it for a fact.
Yeah, I don't want to. I got rickrolled. Yeah, I really. This is Goose's initial showcase.
Not upset about it.
Oh, here we go. There are many creators in the games who wider connected show like defending us now. It's so deep, many people offer stream. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So this is the subtweet.
Okay.
Let
me go ahead. I'm gonna. Yeah, I got it. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. So my side of the story, 2 years ago video, and then there's the tweet. and then it was 𝗧𝗪 that made a tweet. There are many creators in the Genshin circle and wider connected circles I'd like to befriend or get to know better, but they're already in so deep with so many people that are awful off stream. It makes me skeptical if they're just naive or also awful behind the scenes. And so the implication here is that Goose is also awful because he associates with you. Is that the implication?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whether you believe me or not, I have not batted against you, and I've not batted against other content creators from working.
And did 𝗧𝗪 ever admit that this was about... Well, okay, so if we go backwards,
Yep.
and we assume that... Because 𝗧𝗪 said that he assumed that you manipulated Goose into making the video, or that he assumed that.
Yep.
So that would have also implied that 𝗧𝗪 had a negative opinion of you. And so if he had a negative opinion of you at that time, that's why he thought that you made Goose make the video, then it would have made logical sense that the subtweet was about Goose.
Yeah, that makes sense what you just said, yeah. That was a very long train of thought. I'll be real, I've got 2 hours of sleep.
I think that's how I would look at it, at least.
Yep.
And so 𝗧𝗪 said Goose was Walmart Tectone, which is a horrible thing to say about anyone. Basically, he's saying he's Walmart dog shit. I don't know what that is. So like 𝗧𝗪 said that. So like, where are all of these clips of 𝗧𝗪 talking shit though?
The clips of 𝗧𝗪 talking shit?
Yeah. Like where's the links of that?
I suppose probably from his Twitlonger. I mean, it's not so much about 𝗧𝗪 talking shit. It's more about 𝗧𝗪 going behind the scenes and preventing creators from getting opportunities that they would have otherwise received.
So how do we know that happened?
How do we know that how do we know that 𝗧𝗪 went behind people's backs and prevented opportunities?
Yes.
Because about, a lot of people have come forward in the past 5 hours, all corroborating the same story.
And what is that story explicitly?
The story is that they were attempting to get close to people, but they were received that they were not allowed to communicate with that person due to a vague source or 𝗧𝗪 directly, which is also corroborated in Braxophone's post as well.
So, and if you look at Braxophone's post here, let me see if I can find it again.
Oh, and even Dish, who's one of his closest friends, also admitted that he does heavily influence their decisions, which is the Twitter post here.
Where did Dish say that?
I linked it.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. I'm trying to keep up here. I'm gonna keep it 100%.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I am so fucking tired.
It's good. I cannot speak to all the claims of the document. I'm processing it all, but I can tell you I'm very confused with 𝗧𝗪's distrust of you. Unfortunately, this is when my investment stopped. I heard in passing comments here, but here and there, I never bothered to ask questions or make up my own mind. I need to apologize to you and take accountability for not paying more mind to growing the divide and actually getting to know yourself. Happy to have friends in content creator space. Apathetic and unconcerned. Those ousting must have felt to you. Reading this now. I mean, I don't think this really applies. How does this imply that 𝗧𝗪 was acting as a gatekeeper, though?
Let me see if I reread it.
Yeah, because maybe I'm not understanding it.
I would argue that Dish stating at the beginning of the first paragraph saying, but I was telling you I was very confused by 𝗧𝗪's distrust for you, would imply that he told Dish to not trust them.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is the expressing that she was confused. Is this a she or he? I'm not really sure.
Also, I would like to just say,
okay.
if you go, there's a talk between 𝗧𝗪 and 𝗧𝗪 where 𝗧𝗪 literally runs this down point by point, and 𝗧𝗪 admits that he did that, and he also did not realize how
𝗧𝗪 admits that he did what? 𝗧𝗪 admit that he did what?
That if he has the power to mend and repair relationships, that he would also in turn have the inverse, which is destroy relationships.
That would logically make sense, yes.
Yes.
Where does he say that he has the power to mend and repair relationships?
Boys, we have that one, right? We have that clip. Was that
I
sent
want
earlier?
to. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe I already
He
sent
believe me or not, I have
cans.
relationship with Hoyoverse and try and get you back on good terms.
He
because
said
I
it on
know
MTAS
you,
stream. Well, let's get the clip. I want to see the
understand
clip.
is the
Then.
right word,
But
try
I
and
think
get you
that
back
what
on
you're
good terms
saying,
because
like,
Yeah,
it's very hard to say what.
Check the clip that I just sent you. The
Okay.
MTAS one. MTAS, he admits he can.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and watch that right now.
Yeah.
whether you believe me or not, I have not batted against.
The Enviosity clip, the Enviosity tweet that y'all tweeted out. Can one of y'all imgur that, please?
Yeah, I want to see that after this.
Yeah, but can you screen cap that, because I cannot see that. Yeah, I can't see it unless you do an imgur, because the guy blocked me.
He's your yes man. Nobody gives a shit about Goose.
Oh, here's another clip of 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛 essentially painting Goose as a mindless fucking yes man.
Okay. All right. Let me see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so now we actually, okay, this is a good clip because now he's actually just being a cocksucker.
Oh.
Because all of the other clips, it's like, this is all implication, but now here he is actually being a cocksucker.
Oh, absolutely. That's
and when did this happen? Because I see, like people playing _𝗧𝗪𝗜𝗧𝗖𝗛, Moist Critical's playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Was this 2 years ago?
This was 2 years ago, yeah.
I would bet, yeah.
That's why this situation is so difficult, because like,
right,
it's so hard to just get everything laid out, man. And like, you know me, like I'm a big improv guy. The whole
I get it.
Sometimes I just fucking ramble on about fucking nothing. It's so difficult.
So okay, so basically at this point, I don't know, chat, how you guys feel, but I think this is a pretty good implication that whenever this dude 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛 made a subtweet, it was about Goose.
Absolutely.
Like I think so. I think I've seen enough evidence to where like I would say like 99% certainty that's probably what happened. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now I have enough evidence for that, at least, you know, for my level.
Yeah.
And
so
this
are you cool? Are you cool if I self-promote real quick for 2 seconds?
Do it.
Okay. But I'm just saying, I got a 2.5 hour video summarizing all this shit on my YouTube.
Oh my God.
So
2.5 hours?
Yeah. So if anybody's ever bored,
holy shit.
Thanks. I'll buy you.
There's the
Chipotle.
video. Wait, I have to make you mod. I have to make you mod.
Yeah, I'll buy you Chipotle.
Oh, thank you.
There's just a lot, guys.
Okay, go again.
Thanks. I'll just post one time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so you have the 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧, what do you call it? The 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 video, the clip here. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 said tried. And does 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 have a good relationship with Hoyoverse?
No, he used to, but no longer. He's blacklisted from the community, as am I.
But wouldn't that imply that 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 doesn't have the power?
So 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 has admitted also on stream that he tried to mend the relationship, or at least offered to mend the relationship for 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧.
But the implication of that is because it didn't work, then he didn't have the power.
For that specific scenario, yes.
But do we have any instances of him using it effectively?
Well, I guess currently no. I can try to get some. I could probably.
I want to see. I want to see him.
Yeah, I mean, let me see.
I want to see because here's the thing.
Well, he gets people flying out. He admitted to taking a cut in his pay to get multiple other creators sponsored and flown out. He runs the majority of their events. So, I mean, are any of those things?
𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 runs the majority of their events.
Yes, at least quite a few events.
Like what?
Boys, do we have any examples of that? Sorry, I mean,
Yep.
I'm working with you here,
I mean,
man.
because here's my opinion, right?
Yeah.
I think, especially after this clip, I think he's a rat. But I need to but because I think he's a rat, that's why I want to prove it twice as much.
100%.
Because now I want to believe, so I have to prove to myself
I know
that it's worth believing.
Yeah.
So
I have to know for a fact.
I ended up talking
100%.
with fine, but did you go to bat for
read
the
it again.
ability to-
There is a clip that says, so 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗧 confirms that 𝗧𝗪 has the power to control who HoYoverse blacklist and whatnot in their interview. That's crazy. I'm shooked. Let me just double check.
Let me see it.
Yeah, I mean, I have not fact checked this at all. This is a random post on Twitter. I'm gonna keep it 100%, man. I was about to end stream and rage. I'm gonna keep it 100%. So you were working with Tectone at 5% power.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it, and yeah, I get it. I've done it myself. Okay, so this is 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗧 finally confirms that 𝗧𝗪 has the power to control HoYoverse blacklist and whatnot in their interview. That's crazy. I'm shooked. Okay, let me see this.
But I would have put in, I would have sent a message and be like,
So why do you have that
this
power?
person might want to speak to you. And yeah, but the most I can do is just connect you to
Who's
HoYoverse
Sunmilk?
staff.
Sunmilk is a official HoYoverse community manager.
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh
guys.
man,
I'm
I
done.
really don't know what to think.
Okay. I mean,
I really don't, because so he goes and he says that he tried to do it, but the implication is tried is that he failed.
very true.
And the implication with failed is that he doesn't have the power. And the implication with he doesn't have the power means that he didn't initially blacklist them. And he also said that he didn't initially blacklist them. Is there anybody else besides Brax who said that they were blacklisted from HoYoverse and blamed 𝗧𝗪?
The only thing that's currently being blamed is not a blacklist from HoYoverse. It's blacklisted, or it's just prevented from being able to talk to content creators that they would have wanted to talk to in 𝗧𝗪𝗧's little friend group.
So 𝗧𝗪𝗧 told his friends not to talk to these people?
Yeah, and wouldn't really give a reasoning why to.
How do we know that he didn't give a reasoning?
Because he himself still doesn't have a reasoning. It was essentially just 𝗧𝗪𝗧 says this and then people listen.
I think that he might have a reasoning, but he doesn't want to say what it is publicly. I think that's logically what would make more sense, right?
That's essentially, he said bad vibes. Essentially, bad vibes.
Everybody knows, whenever I say somebody, let's be real, right? If I say somebody has bad vibes, that means I don't really want to tell why I actually don't like them, right?
Mm.
And so I think that there's a very good chance that 𝗧𝗪𝗧 probably did say why, because these would be private conversations between 𝗧𝗪𝗧 and 𝗧𝗪𝗧's friend.
Yeah.
And logically, we would not be privy to those conversations, because if they were 𝗧𝗪𝗧's friend, they would not be leaking the conversations.
Yep.
So we don't really know what 𝗧𝗪𝗧 said about them. The implication that he didn't say anything, I think, probably isn't true.
Right. And
I think that he probably did say what it was. But I think that what
you saw the diss tweet earlier where it says, "I was very confused by 𝗧𝗪𝗧's distrust for you," which would kind of elaborate that he did.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, okay.
And so I was going to go further.
Okay.
Is that 𝗧𝗪𝗧? Oh, so what you're saying is that 𝗧𝗪𝗧, the dish. Well, let me see if I can find this again. Dish saying that she didn't understand why 𝗧𝗪𝗧 didn't trust Brax is implication that 𝗧𝗪𝗧 did not actually give a more extended reason onto why to not trust people. Is that what you're saying? I think that tracks. That actually does make sense.
Yeah.
I think that 𝗧𝗪𝗧 probably thinks that other people are. It seems like this guy is very invested into having clout.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think that go ahead.
Here's my take on the 𝗧𝗪𝗧 thing, and because this is really something that I can give with a borderline, very small amount of sentience left in my fucking brain. I don't think I personally at this point do not believe that 𝗧𝗪𝗧 has the direct ability to deliver HoYoverse contracts to creators. That was a rumor going on and perpetuated by a lot of people.
He's moving the needle, right? Like that's the accusation, is he's moving the needle. It's not that he is. Now, is there evidence that he is moving the needle? Now, I would say that what is his relationship with people that are at Hoyoverse? Like, is he on a friendly relationship with them? Is he on a professional relationship? Like, what would you say? Like, is he like?
If I were to say he has gone on record saying he is friends with people like 𝗧𝗪𝗜𝗚, and they have a pretty good rapport considering they use him to coordinate a lot of their events.
And also, there was something about them, having like a birthday party for him as well.
I think that
in Brax's.
I think
ahead.
Brax is wrong from that. I think that is
Okay.
a misspeak by Brax. I think that's a normal birthday party, but because there is no proof of that, so I don't want to further that. I think Brax is mistaken on that.
Okay. I think that it would, like, just knowing, because this guy, I mean, he does seem to be kind of catty.
Yep.
What are the odds that a person who he's friends with, he hasn't discussed things about other content creators that he discussed with his other friends? I feel like if you look at what he already did with other people, he probably did say something negative about these people to the Hoyoverse employees, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I like if somebody told me that happened, I would not immediately disbelieve it. I don't know if it's true. I'm not sure.
Here's the whole thing. For me, the real serious issue is the fact that 𝗧𝗪𝗏, which is one of 𝗧𝗪's friends, has gone on record saying he wanted to have relationships with people, but he was not allowed due to 𝗧𝗪. That is confirmed. That is
where?
That is in Braxophone's document at the very bottom, where it says, "I would love to get you to know you, but 𝗧𝗪."
Where is that? Because
let me pull it up. I'll screenshot it for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. And the other thing that really, really scares me, and I want to find this one for you first because this is the one that really freaks me out the most. Where is 𝗧𝗪𝗏?
Well, okay, I see it right here. Anyways, 𝗧𝗪 has manipulated many creators into space into trusting him and sticking around. Maybe they're all friends now, who knows? But what I know is that whatever 𝗧𝗪 says goes. I felt Jake had a similar sentiment. Now, I'm trying to come at this in an unbiased perspective.
Of course. That's very
This person had no problem leaking the DMs with 𝗧𝗪, but he is using direct quotes for things that, where's the DMs for this? So you're using a screenshot, and like, was this said to him in, like verbally?
It was said verbally, and I will also say 𝗧𝗪𝗏 was in my chat this morning and never spoke anything against it. Maybe is that an admission of guilt? I don't know, but if he was in the chat and there was something wrong, he was also DMing me a lot of things whenever there was any misinformation, but he never DM'd me during that to play it or to clear it up as misinformation.
I felt like Jake had a similar sentiment to 𝗧𝗪 about me, so I just asked him straight up, and you know what his response was? Did Jake ever confirm this? Did Jake ever confirm that 𝗧𝗪 like influenced his feelings about it? Because if we have a name and the name is being given a specific quote, then couldn't you just ask the person who said this if they said it?
Oh, also, I got a message from Braxophone saying the normal birthday party was a Hoyo-sponsored event where certain creators were invited, and I know because my friends were explicitly invited by 𝗧𝗪𝗏 for a Hoyoverse lunch, which is like, why did it turn into a birthday party for 𝗧𝗪, lol. The convo with Jake was in person at Gamescom Germany.
Is Brax in your chat?
Yeah, and in my DMs, yes.
Can he join the call?
Absolutely. Well, let me ask. Now, I will admit, would you... I don't want to pressure him to do anything he doesn't want to do.
If he doesn't want to, I don't give a fuck. That's fine.
Yeah. He is a little bit...
I don't want to be implying something that he is or isn't doing with him right there. You know, like...
He's down to join the call.
Okay. Do you want to... Yo, what up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. He needs to join the call real quick.
Yeah,
He's still booting up. Yeah, this will work a lot better because he's a lot more well rested than me.
Yeah.
I could barely sleep last night, man.
Mm-hmm.
When'd you wake up?
Oh, I bet. I mean, this has been crazy. I woke up like 2 hours ago.
Oh, okay. Did you eat Chipotle yet?
Not yet. It's not till later.
Okay.
Yeah. I just got a bag of beef jerky, the usual.
Yo, what up, Brex?
Yo, what up?
What's
Can you hear me?
good?
What's
Yeah, I
up,
can
man?
hear
How
you.
you doing?
I'm good. I've just been
So,
watching Techie stream all day, so I saw this was happening.
yeah, this is crazy, man. So you put out this whole document, this Google document about 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛, and what made you want to do that?
So it kind of like it was kind of like 3 years of just like not saying anything.
Okay.
So basically I just had like some bad experiences. And if you want the TLDR, basically I interacted with this guy a couple times. I was young content creator, lights in my eyes, like excited to meet other people, you know. Had some bad interactions, and I didn't feel like they were bad. I found out they were bad afterwards because I found out people were like avoiding me. And one day I just straight up asked him if there's like beef because I didn't really think I did anything, but it felt like he was avoiding me.
And
he said he didn't.
those are the DMs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was like, "Yeah, I don't have like a problem with you. I just don't really want to be your friend, and I can't trust you.
Sure.
I'm not going to tell you why." And obviously, like that to me is like a catch-22 because it's like, okay, so I can't tell people about this because then it proves his point. But then if I can't tell people about this, then I feel like I can never understand what it is, like what actually happened, and why people have this opinion of me.
Sure. Okay. And did you ever communicate with him later on and figure out what the actual truth of that was? Or did he even express that, especially now that things are out? Did he ever say what he thought?
So I haven't been watching his side of things. I've only been watching Techie here. So allegedly he did come out and say some things today. But I have not heard him express anything. I've just heard from multiple friends. Yeah, you were right. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛 doesn't like you. And a lot of people were like skeptical. I told my friends about this. I was like, this is like really weird. Like, do you know what his deal is with me? Because it seems like he's really avoidant. And they're all like, no, I don't think he has any beef with you. And then when this all came out, they were like, oh yeah, by the way, he told me he fucking hates you.
And that's like, for example, like the tweet from Dish. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know,
so,
like some people have been better than others about it. They've been like not super involved, but
have any of them given you a specific reason, or have they all been very just kind of, wishy-washy about why?
Every person that I've asked, including Jake, because the Jake interaction was in person at Gamescom in Germany. That's why I didn't have like a screenshot of it. Every person has told me it's not up to them to say.
Okay, well, let's go down to like the thing that you said with Jake. Who's Jake?
That's 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛.
𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪, okay.
𝗧𝗪𝗧
and
was
that
in the
is
OTK Valorant Championship. He was on Sykkuno's team. He's one of the largest Genshin Impact content creators.
Has 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 confirmed that he said this?
I don't think he's confirmed anything.
He was in chat when he was deconfirming other misinfo. So by that logic, I would assume that he would have corrected that. But he has not said, yes, I said that. But I can ask.
Okay.
I don't think, personally, from my few interactions that I have had with him, I don't think he would lie about it if we asked him.
Okay.
So, could be worth
so
it.
He said this to you in person, and then whatever 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 says goes. And that's what he told you?
He didn't say whatever 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 says goes. He just said, 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪. In that same conversation, I had asked him, where 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 was at because I wanted to talk to him because obviously there's all this beef and I don't know what the fuck's going on. And he said, I know for a fact 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 doesn't want to talk to you.
Well, why did you quote whatever 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 says goes if that's not what he said?
Oh, I didn't mean that. That was just me saying like. Honestly, I don't know. I just wrote it that way. That wasn't an actual.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, why do you think 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪? Like, what do you mean? Whatever he says goes. Like, what is the implication of that? Like, sorry, what is the practical application of that? Sorry.
Sure. So I think that there's a couple things that I think in my document that are taken out of context, and I think there's some that are not, and people are kind of mixing them up. So I think as far as the friend group goes, I think everyone is able to think individually, right? I've had so many creators like that are friends with him message me individually, not mentioning each other, not mentioning anything, just apologizing if they ever made me feel like excluded or anything.
Right.
But in all of the experiences I've had going to conventions for Hoyoverse and just going to conventions without Hoyoverse, every single convention is the same story. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 brings everyone together. He hosts some kind of event. He brings everyone to one particular thing. All of them are sponsored. every time. And
can you give me an example of a sponsored event? Can you give me 2 examples of sponsored events by 𝗧𝗪𝗧 that 𝗧𝗪 is the gatekeeper of?
By gatekeeper, do you mean like he's like said you can't do this, or do you mean just like where he's kind of like influenced who might go on a sponsor?
Well, how do you know he influenced them?
So here's what I'm gonna say, because I think this is one of the things that's getting taken out of context, right?
Sure.
I do think that he has pull within 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛. I know for a fact one of the, well, I'm not gonna say that publicly, but I can deem it.
Sure.
But basically, I know that he's good friends with like staff at Hoyo, and I know he's been working with them for a long time. I would say, like, even I have had experiences where 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 has asked for my opinion on something, right?
How
but
do you
him
know
being,
that he's good friends with people at 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗪?
Because I have also talked with them. Everyone gossips in this space, right? Everyone knows. And here, I'm gonna send you something. Give me a second.
I'll be real. I feel like all of your questions can kind of just be answered if you watch the 𝗪𝗧𝗪 VOD of 𝗪𝗪𝗧 and Asian guys interaction.
So
okay,
the thing that I sent you, they are often one of the people that reaches out about opportunities. And so because of that, there are many times
without saying the nature of what you said, can I say what my reaction to that is?
Yeah.
I believe what Brax is saying.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think that ultimately
I also did not know that, so I'm not going to say what that is. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's something they don't talk about it. But it's where you know, when you have that kind of like relationship with people, it's like, you know, you can say, hey, there's this event coming up, like, you know, if you know, there's like an opportunity for like sponsors or anything.
And I just told him that, I told him the truth.
Maybe this person got left out. Do you think you could
toss him in the pool? I have a link from Tectone that confirms what Brax is saying about 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛 is correct.
Let's get the fucking link. Let's get it.
Here you go.
Right.
Timestamp and everything.
Okay, and addressing Brax's twit longer, and we'll pull it up right here.
He did come up to me at Gamescom, and I just told him that, I told him the truth.
So 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗖𝗛 is showing a screenshot. What's the nature of this screenshot?
So I was presented a cool opportunity that I don't want to go into too much detail on.
Sure.
But I was presented a cool opportunity, and before any of the details were solidified, and before the opportunity was either,
you really
I'm gonna be honest, the opportunity didn't go through.
Okay.
You guys want proof?
But I had this opportunity, and I had no idea what to do, and I felt like the only person that I might know that also has a similar opportunity would be him, because he's the go-to for every event, every con that I go to. He's hosting events at the 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 booth.
He's
like the MC for all of the Genshin stuff.
Sure.
When they bring in streamers, it's him and his friends. And then you know, at the end of the con, well, I don't remember where I was going with this, to be honest.
Okay, so whenever you look at this screenshot, so this is a screenshot that 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 posted, and the could I ask you, that's you messaging him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was asking him for advice. Relatively new creator. I've only been doing this for like 2 years, or I had been 2 years.
I read his document.
So what is this evidence of?
I don't think it was bad or anything, because he did come up to me.
I actually don't know what that was being used as evidence for. I think he was trying to say.
Wait, did I link you the wrong thing?
You might have linked us the wrong thing, because it was just a screenshot.
I linked you the wrong thing. I'm so sorry. I'd like to reiterate that I'm so fucking tired. It's insane. I'm borderline brain dead. I'm so sorry. Yeah, can you check that again? Sorry.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll find it.
Yeah, it's the bottom one.
I did. I read his document.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, this is not.
Yeah, no, that's my bad, boys. I mean, I'm brain dead right now. I'm gonna keep it 100%.
Okay, and this is Tuwanto.
Yeah. Very good guy, by the way. Very good dude.
So Tuwanto is Jake, and he did come up to me, and applies to you, Brax, asking him, Tuwanto, why you're being like excommunicated, kind of. Is that where we're going here?
Yeah. And if you want to know the whole conversation, it was mostly at first I asked him if we have beef, like me and him, because I know he's close with 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪, and that's where that came from. Is like, you know, like me personally, I don't have any beef with you, but you know, 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪.
Okay. All right. I'll finish it. Is that the end of it? Or
Yeah,
does-
no, you already. That's the VOD, bro.
That's it. That's the whole
okay.
thing. Okay, so he's just implying. So like what you're linking me that clip for is to say that this is Jake confirming that he had a conversation with you because this quote is taken from something that he said at Gamescom. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So how much so basically 𝗧𝗪 also said that he tried to mend a relationship that someone named 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 had with 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪. Is that correct?
I heard that today. I didn't know about that.
I've also heard that.
Did that happen?
To my knowledge, I don't believe it was mended.
Yeah.
Would
I'm
that not
sure.
imply that he doesn't have the power?
For that specific scenario, yeah, because 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 does not like 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 at all.
Why?
Because he's been very critical of the company, and you're not really allowed to be overly critical of the game or be involved in drama or talk about leaks.
Okay.
I do think it's like worth noting that there are some creators, I think probably like as far as 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 is concerned, that are like, no matter who gives you a vouch, we're not gonna give you another chance.
Sure. So you think that there's like a spectrum on it, and 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 is so far into the spectrum that 𝗧𝗪 can't leverage any sort of influence to move the needle at all?
Yeah.
Is that effectively what you're saying?
Mhm.
Okay.
And can I clarify something? Because I think,
Yes.
again, this is something that I think a lot of people are taking out of context.
Really
I don't
now?
think that like. I feel like I have become like kind of a victim in this in whatever this is, right? But I also want to clarify, I don't think 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 is like some evil mastermind plotting to destroy everyone or like control everything. I think it just happens to be that way, right? I think that what happens is sometimes.
Can you explain that?
So are you saying he didn't plan to destroy everyone's relationships, but
He
he
just
just
did it?
ended up doing it?
It just happened.
I feel like what happened. So maybe even that wording was bad, but like I think that when he's like, "Hey, let's do this con thing," and he's like, "Hey, let's invite these specific creators," what that does is it like tells 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 these are the creators we go to. It's not that don't fuck with this guy. Maybe it is. Honestly, I don't know. I don't have any proof of that.
The stories that have come out today.
Let me go back. Go ahead, Tectone.
The stories that have come out today, Brax, would prove quite literally the opposite of what you're saying, which is there are many people that ought to have fucked over in the form of Bub, in the form of 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧.
So
That's also
whenever you say so, 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 does events for 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧. Is that correct?
Yeah, he does a lot of them.
Can you give me 2 examples?
Yeah, so Gamescom was one of them. He was flown out and basically hosted some like game show thing, I think, on the main stage, and he did
What
a
year?
few things. This was last year, so it should have been at the end of August.
2023?
Yeah. And then another one would be the Anime Expo that I was talking about, where I don't know if have you read the whole thing or no? It's a lot of reading. So
I've read about like 1/3 of it.
okay, so I'll try to explain the rest, but mostly there was one con that my second interaction with him happened at. It was at that Anime Expo. I believe he was hosting some of the Genshin events there, and also maybe a Star Rail one, but I don't remember that one off the top of my head.
Okay, so you have the Gamescom one, and what was the second one?
Anime Expo, I think 2022, but maybe it was 2021. Let's see, 2022. And that wasn't the only thing. I know he's hosted a lot more. It's just those are the ones that instantly like I was there and I remember this happening.
Okay, he says the first comment is that thank you to 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 for making this Anime Expo trip happen. So it's interesting wording here that I find to be a little bit confusing, but like for inviting us to participate, I mean, he's like, for example, like he's not saying we were sponsored by them. He's not saying #ad.
I have a way better idea, because like right now I'm gonna keep it 100%. This is getting way too confusing, way too fast. I want you to ask me specifically the questions that you want answered, and I will answer them because I need to go the fuck to bed.
Okay.
I'm tired. I'm cold, sweating. I feel like shit. What is the specific questions that you want answered?
What did 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 do wrong?
Okay, 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 went behind the scenes and prevented multiple opportunities and relationships for other creators by putting in whispers into their ears saying, don't collab with Brax, don't do this with Brax, while having no proper reasoning whatsoever.
But there is no hard evidence for that.
The only hard evidence or soft evidence that there is multiple creators all outspeaking their concerns that happen all today at the same time. I would also like to say that in the document, and I would like you to read this for yourself. In the document, there's also a post that talks about alleged sexual assault and sexual harassment. And then 𝗧𝗪𝗜𝗧𝗖𝗛 also himself in his text says that he doesn't want to talk about it because he doesn't want to out the victim, but he's also not ousting the perpetrator. That is something that I do not like. That is his words.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but I agree with 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 there.
Okay, so you think that it's not a good idea if you know someone who's a predator, then to not call them out on it?
I don't think that it's his decision to make.
You don't think you could, like, tell anyone or report that without even bringing up the victim's name?
How could you report something without bringing up the name of the victim?
All right, good point. All right, cool. Got me.
Well, yeah, well, I'm thinking, like, because how could that happen?
Sure.
I mean, maybe, right? I mean, like, and I don't really know the details. And also, he could be protecting somebody. This is like a huge accusation, and I'm not saying he's doing this.
This is not an accusation that I've made. These are just things that have been talked about on both of those documents.
I understand.
Yeah, this isn't me saying this. I am merely reading a quote off of what was posted.
Sure. Yeah, I understand.
But yet, let me go even further and just show you exactly what it is that I'm talking about.
Okay, sure.
Give me one moment. Because this, to me, maybe I'm misunderstanding this. This is super weird to me.
The one you just linked?
I haven't linked it yet.
Oh, no, never mind.
Yep. That one. That is all that I'm saying is that a statement. I don't understand, and maybe you can shed light on why, if that had happened, why wouldn't you just say who did that? Maybe I don't get how that works.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, I think that what you're saying and how you feel is totally valid and very, like, it's authentic, it's understandable and everything like that. But whenever you push somebody's trauma out into the public without or even against their consent, because the relationship between those people isn't really understood,
sure.
You could at some point make their life even worse than it was before then.
Now, that is very true, but I would like to also say that 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪 made me talk publicly about my rape trauma. So I think that's where I kind of feel unfair because he made me talk about that on stream.
Wait, wait, what?
Yeah, so he was saying that I was shit-talking people in our private DMs.
Mm-hmm.
So when a content
remember you told me about this. Yeah, go ahead.
When a content creator says you were shit-talking, so many people in these DMs, well, I have no choice. It's either show the DMs or everyone thinks that I'm a fucking snake.
So basically what he did is he accused you. Let me just make sure I understand this. He accused you of something and he said, prove me wrong. And in order to prove you wrong, you had to expose a trauma that you had to go through that you didn't want to make public.
Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, I can definitely see how you feel. Absolutely.
Yes.
And like the reason why he's doing it, what I'm saying is that, like, I don't know if there's enough that it sucks. Yeah, no, I think that actually, like, because I remember Tectone talked to me about this before. This was like 6 months ago or something like that. And I remember thinking, like, yeah, you are kind of between a rock and a hard place there. And so, yeah, no, I definitely think that's.
So that's
and
why
𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪
that's why that tweet rubs me the wrong way. So it just doesn't make
And so
sense
𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 So 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗧 said that you were DMing 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧.
Yes.
Like you were DMing him and shit talking.
Yes.
So he would have had the knowledge of what the DMs were whenever he said that.
Yes.
So he said that knowing that if he put you in that position, you would have had to expose your own trauma.
Yes.
Were you shit talking anyone?
I said one comment, 𝗀𝗃 was weird.
Okay.
I don't know if you consider weird shit talk, but Tenha's a pretty weird guy. He goes live and talks about dicks all the time.
Okay.
It's like me, but times 1,000.
Okay.
That
I
being
understand.
said, I love Tenha, but he's a weird guy. I'm pretty sure everybody would agree with that.
Sure. And then you exposed the DMs. And what did 𝗧𝗪𝗼 do whenever you exposed the DMs?
He did not give a single fuck.
Okay. So it's not like he said that he didn't double down and say like, oh yeah, this is the proof that you were shit talking. He just kind of was like, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very odd. That's very, very weird.
Yeah.
Tectone is twisting. 𝗧𝗪𝗼 never said Tectone to show DMs, but he put Tectone in a position to where if Tectone didn't show DMs, the implication would be that Tectone was shit talking.
1,000,000%. And
that's the rock. That's the catch-22. That's the rock in a hard place.
Dude, and people for 3 years have not gotten that. How are you to say? It doesn't matter if you don't directly say, show the DMs. If you say Tectone was shit talking other content in our DMs, you're tarnishing my reputation. You're saying something that I would never fucking do, and you are forcing my hand.
Okay. 𝗧𝗪𝗼's in chat. Yeah, no, I bet he is. Tectone, I don't want to keep you up. I'll probably like. Should I talk to him about this too and see kind of like what he's saying? Because like I don't want to keep you up for this.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100%. I'm gonna keep it 100%. I think 𝗧𝗪𝗼's one of the most manipulative, snake-faced motherfuckers on this place of the earth. Okay, if you want to talk to somebody, you can talk to 𝗧𝗪𝗏. 𝗧𝗪𝗏 is great, but I don't trust 𝗧𝗪𝗼 worth a fucking damn. Bro has fucked my life for 3.5 years. And you know what the worst thing is? Even after all of this, I still know there's still going to be doubt in everybody's mind. He makes my life so much fucking harder than it needs to be. And that's pretty much it. So,
you think, yeah, I understand. I'm just trying to look and process everything right now and make sure that I see everything.
Yep. Once again, you're free to do whatever you like. And maybe I pull a little 𝗧𝗪𝗼 and say, oh, Asmon, don't speak to him. And then you say, well, I do want to talk to you, but you know, Tectone. But I just want to fucking go to bed.
Okay, I understand that. That definitely makes a lot of sense, for sure.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you really got yourself into a world of confusion, man.
Yeah, this is incredible.
It's a lot. I think the biggest issue is that like it's all like everything implicates everyone. So I feel like if I say something that someone else said, then that person is now outed as like a part of this. And most of them don't want any part of it. Also, most of it are like, I'm going to tell you this in confidence. Like I'm not going to.
And if we had damning evidence on bot, we would just go, okay, here it is, bot. But the only thing we can do is, man, if it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck.
Okay. Well, since you've got to go to bed, man, like I get that. Could you add 𝗧𝗪𝗏 to the call?
Yeah, I guess.
Did you have him on Discord? Yeah, okay. Because I don't have him on Discord at all.
Yeah, I got you. But 𝗧𝗪𝗏, I trust with my fucking life, and he's gonna do a way better job than me.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm so fucking tired, bro. I'm just.
No, I got it, bro. Like you've been awake like all day.
Yeah.
All day. I get it. Yeah. Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, 𝗧𝗪𝗏, can you take it over, man? Just be as fair as possible as you always are.
I'm gonna sewer you, Tectone. You made a big mistake here, brother.
Yeah, 100%. Anyways, just you got this.
All right. Hey, how you doing?
Night.
Peace, boys. I'll catch y'all later, boys. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night, and I'll see y'all later. Peace, boys. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing.